Hello. Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. I think I'm going to be trying something a little bit different today. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been streaming. Oh, hello, Blixabon. Welcome. Good to see you. So I have been streaming some mapping every Saturday, and usually games on Fridays. But I wanted to try to do a little bit of programming for some features that we are going to need in the future. I didn't post a schedule this time, so I apologize for that. So this is kind of a little bit of an unannounced stream, but I wanted to test out the idea of streaming programming for a change instead of mapping. And for the sake of this stream, streams typically run for 2 hours. I want to keep the scope pretty small, and we're going to be focused on some special effects for a new weapon that we're building. I'm speaking as though Blixabon isn't like the only person who's chatted so far, and he knows everything about this already. Hi, Blix. um, so to get started, I want to show a test environment that we have. Oh, let me quick check something a minute. Okay. The audio sounded really weird during the loading screen, so I was worried that there was something wrong with my OBS settings, but it seems like it's okay. Let me know if I sound distorted or if the audio sounds crunchy. The Wilson marriage scene. Blix, you can't just spoil the whole plot in chat. So this is the test map. Oh, I should put on God mode or something. I think the combat is a little bit too aggressive for stasis grenades here, because this was made for a different test initially. This will work well enough for what we need it for. It's very hard to time the stasis grenades, I find. Okay, so there we go. Stasis grenade went off, and it freezes this NPC here. And then he unfreezes at the conclusion. So in terms of the improvements we need, there's a couple things. I would like... I'd like the effects to be configurable, so that it doesn't share the same green explosion effect as the Zen grenades. I'd like the sounds to have unique sound script names, which we might need to set in the future because we don't have the art assets on hand right now, but I want them to be unique. I would like to have some kind of a visible radius around where the grenade is going to affect. So that will be either a model or a sprite or maybe a particle. I'm thinking a model for that one, though, and maybe some particles for good effect. And there's also a bug that I would like to investigate today if we still have time. That is why ragdolls get stuck in an upright pose like this. Hello, Enderzilla. How's it going? So this is just a basic map in Hammer to test the grenades. I might need to make some adjustments here as we go to make it easier to test. Like right off the bat, I think I can probably hide these two guys. So I'll just go ahead and put these in a new viz group. Hidden NPCs. Is the ragdoll's motion actually disabled or is it asleep? It is disabled. Combine enemies and easy 2 is so refreshing. I know, right? It feels totally totally unique. The direction I look on the camera is opposite of where chat is, and that bugs me. Oh, thanks for following, Enderzilla. Appreciate it. So, I'm gonna hide these guys right off the bat. Another thing that I notice, again, just with looking at the stasis grenades as they are right now, something that I notice is that it's very hard to time the stasis grenades to actually freeze NPCs because they kind of run out of the way. Yeah. So I think a shorter fuse on the grenade might be a good idea. Redman talked about making them actually detonate on impact, which I thought would be overpowered if the NPCs are using them against you, but I'm starting to come around to that, because I think without detonating on impact, they're kind of just ineffective. You gotta cook them, yeah, exactly. Exactly, they're pretty much unusable without being cooked. And that's no good. Another technical thing that we need is that we need a detonate immediately input. If I throw a grenade on the ground, and I do fire NPC grenade stasis detonate, it hops and then it detonates. And that's fine. I mean, that's how we want it to work for like the Zen grenade. But it's not fast enough for what Breadman needs. He wants to be able to call detonate in a map and have it immediately go off, which makes sense. I was trying to replicate that here, but I couldn't get that ready in the test environment fast enough. But basically, there's some puzzle elements where if the grenade hits it, it's supposed to immediately freeze the puzzle element. Like a stasis slam? No, because it's not player controlled. It's like from the map. Like we want basically if this interacts with a trigger that says activator detonate immediately, it should detonate right away instead of hopping like that. So I'm going to start with that. That seems like a good starting point. Something very simple to ease us in. I'm pulling up the source code. I'm not going to explain too much what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going to go for it, and then I can talk through it as I go. Input detonate. So on, it's part of the vortex controller. I thought that would be on the grenade itself. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem quite right. Put detonate. Oh, one other thing. On my YouTube comments, I was getting some comments that some people were tuning into the streams on Twitch, but they were unable to comment. If that does happen, let me know on Discord or on YouTube. You can just comment on whatever my latest VOD or video is, and let me know if you are not able to chat, because that should be fixed now. But I'm interested in why that was happening. Is that the only input detonate? I'm really confused because input detonate seems to be part of the vortex controller, but we want to call it on the grenade, not on the vortex controller. I think it might actually be part of the base class. So if I look at like, oh wait, here, grenade hopwire detonate. Maybe the input is part of the base class. Just detonate. Input detonate. Yeah, there we go. So input detonate just calls detonate, and I guess that's a map-based input, isn't it? Very nice. That's actually super useful. That calls detonate, and then detonate for the hopwire grenade, which the Zen grenades are, causes it to hop. Basically, it doesn't immediately detonate. So I think we still want detonate to behave the way it does now, because that's kind of expected. Like if you detonate a Zen grenade or a stasis grenade, it hops first. But I think we want to make a separate thing called detonate immediately that skips the hop. Yeah, I'm so used to using map-based that I forget when things are map-based inputs now. Isn't that funny? Also, I just realized it's very quiet in here. There's no music. I completely forgot to ask the Entropy Zero Uprising team if I could have their permission to use their soundtrack, because I think the Easy 2 soundtrack I'm kind of overusing a little bit. Entropy 02. So this should be better. Okay. Yeah, for next time I'm gonna ask the Easy U team. Oh yeah, I should use Tau on Decay, the new track. It's a good idea. This is interesting because input detonate on the hopwire grenade actually calls the start pull function. I wonder if detonate is actually what we would want for it to be. This will be important later. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to add right here. Basically detonate immediately. And it's just going to call detonate. Very easy. Detonate. Feels like there should be more to that. Maybe there is. Why is that not? Should be. Oh, that's because I'm in the wrong class. What am I doing? It's the wrong place. Okay, so we don't want that there. We want that in the grenade. That was in the vortex controller. Right here. So that should be good. What else do we want? Let's look at the effects for the sprite. Oh, Blix says, shouldn't this be on the grenade instead of the vortex controller? You're absolutely right. I wasn't looking where I was where I was going. The main glow, is that on, that's on the grenade itself, that's not on the controller. I'm interested in where this glow gets its color from, because that's something we will want to be able to control. Okay. So we might just want to override this function here. Am I seeing this right? Is this saying that it's actually supposed to be cyan? No, wait. Yeah. Confused, because this is very green in game, isn't it? Maybe not. Huh. I think I want some way to make this more, like, configurable. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and override this function in the stasis grenade class. We have this get hotwire style, so maybe actually I should just keep it in this function. To use this thing. So we're gonna do this, and then case Starts cyan and flashes like flash is green. Uh-oh, I might be in the wrong spot here. Maybe I should have a function to get the color instead of this. Is there a chat delay? Or am I just really bad at reading your comments? I think I'm in the wrong spot here. Okay, let me quick. There we go. I see. Okay. How do I want to do this? There's only the two places, really. Yeah, here as well as here. I don't really want to do that twice. Let's see. I don't want to make 4 separate functions for this, but I also don't want to add like a data structure to store that because it just feels unnecessary. I don't know, what's the best way to do this? We'll do this for now, and then we'll come up with something better later. I don't like these variable names. They're way not specific enough. But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Actually, it should always start cyan, so really this is just in the wrong spot when you think about it, because it's going to be cyan either way. So we'll start there, yeah, then do this. Probably right here. What about playing Easy 1 soundtrack too? That's a really good idea. I like that idea. So that will be, yeah. We'll listen to the Easy 2 soundtrack for a little bit and then maybe switch. You know what? No, actually, I'll switch now. Switch now. Second here. I think this is a good one. Oh, that's an ad. No, no ads. Time to refresh your rhythm with. There we go. There we go. Is it just me or is this indented weirdly? That looks better to me. There we go. A quick check. Is this in? It's only for Easy 2. Yeah, I'll change that. Yeah, there we go. I think we're good to go there. So that will have the fuse on the grenade should be cyan now. So we have detonate immediately. We change the fuse color. What about the sprite? That comes with the. I think it might be this one. No, that doesn't. That can't be right. Spawn effect. Yeah, that's for the spawning, I believe. What is actually used for the like that green sort of vortex effect? So like this thing, yeah. I think that might actually be from the Strider. Oh, it wouldn't be in the grenade, it would be in the vortex controller. That's where I am. They're from the client. Oh. That would make a lot of sense. Here it is. Right here. Now this is interesting because I don't have a client version of the stasis grenade. They share the client right now. So I'm gonna have to communicate whether or not it's a stasis grenade back to the client from the server somehow. Maybe I'll make a separate class for it, or maybe I will add a networked field for that. I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe. I'm not sure. There's a few different materials here. Is this redundant right here? Is that just me? Hi, Fumble. Thanks for stopping by. How's it going? That's great. I'm glad you stopped in. This is going to be a little programming stream. Oh, nice. How's Destiny going? Konoki? That's good. We're trying to add some new effects to a weapon for new Easy 2 updates. So it's this new, let's see if I have any more. Cool. We have these devices where you can throw them and they'll freeze things around them. So I'm working on adding some new effects because these effects are kind of recycled from a different weapon. If I make like an enemy, it'll get frozen. Oops. Yeah. It'll get frozen. Nope, he ran away. Wow, I really need to change the fuse time on these grenades. They're not very, there we go. There, now he's frozen. So that's sort of how it works. They get sucked in, they're frozen? Yeah, right now, so it's based on a weapon that does sort of suck in NPCs. It's called the Zen Grenade. Grenade hopwire? Or... Oh. Give weapon hopwire? Yeah. That's. There we go. So these are. Oh, I see. They take up the same spot. There we go. These are Zen grenades. So that was a mechanic in the original Entropy 0. You could throw these at enemies and sort of pull them in. Like this. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of fun. Ignore the aliens. Sorry, there's a lot going on at once, but yeah, that was the weapon it was based on. But these ones are supposed to freeze them in place. So it's more like they get sort of stuck in place. That's something that I was talking with Buxabon. He's another developer from the team about, and the rest of the team too. I'm thinking that maybe instead of freezing them right away, it should sort of like slow them down, or kind of like almost like freeze them in ice, encase them in a block of ice, that kind of thing. But that's something I still need to look into a little bit more. There's another game that does something similar that I might be able to draw from. Let's see, what do I want to work on next? I know, oops, better switch out my grenade types again. This one. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the first things we want to do today is change the way that it looks. Because right now it's got the same effects as the Zen grenade. It has the green cloud that pulls stuff in, but we want it to be more like blue and icy looking. The particle is going to be kind of difficult because I found out that it's actually a different code library that handles which particle is played. Than this. I've been doing all of my work in the server library, but this is actually in the client library. So I might need to make a new class on the client to be able to change that. Maybe not. Maybe not. So this is in... So the thing that I want to change is... Right. Oops. Where'd it go? I believe it's in add particles, where there's this Zen grenade flash. I think that's where we want to swap it out for something different. So that is part of the explosion class here. I think I need to add a new field that can be communicated from the server to the client that says whether or not it's a stasis grenade. This is my first time doing programming type stuff on stream. It's interesting. It's a lot different from mapping. I hope it isn't super boring to watch. That was my fear. And now I'm realizing how much harder it is to do this kind of problem in a stream versus mapping. Mapping is more visual, so it's easier to like show things and talk about them. But it's really hard to show code stuff. But we're learning. I don't remember this track from Entropy 0. What's that? Is that really? Huh, I suppose so. Trying to find a good example of a networked variable that I can kind of draw from, because I know what I need to do. I need to add a new, probably like a networked property that's going to share whether or not it's a stasis grenade. You don't understand anything. Well, that's understandable. I haven't really like walked through any of this, so just diving in, like there's it's really specific to this project. Don't worry about it. Squirrel brain. Yeah, I'm feeling squirrel brain right now, like for real. Maybe I should also be a squirrel. I'm completely drawing a blank on where to define networked properties for something like this. That would be in the data description for the Vortex controller. It's possible that we don't have any right now. See back over here. This is the... Yeah, this is the right class, right? I think so. I'm not even seeing where the client class is linked. Should be this one. Should have... Oh, interesting. Wait a minute. I see. So... I have more questions now. It looks like, because I haven't been in this part of the code in a really long time, it looks like the effect of the grenade and the actual like vortex aren't necessarily connected, because the grenade on the client gets a message from the server that says to start the explosion, and that's when it starts the effects. But I don't see anything connecting the vortex controller to the explosion effect. So how does it know how much time to... Oh, because there's also a stop explosion. Okay, I get it. If I look here... where is this? 0, 1, 2. Interesting. We're getting somewhere. Might be here. Where would that be? No, this is where it's jumping, right? And then it sets a think function, and then this think function here. Yeah, okay. So this is actually kind of not very intuitive, but this line right here where it says write byte 0, that's actually what starts the client-side effect. I guess the comment does say start our client-side effect, so maybe that should have been more obvious to me. But where... Okay, so if I look up... Okay. Okay, I'm starting to understand better now. So the effects are actually controlled by this here and this here. Why are there two different places where it can start? It can either start, so that's not a hot wire. This one is for the stasis grenade. Oh, perfect. That is ideal. Okay. Easy. Let's just add another byte to our message here. We're gonna call that stasis start explosion. Perfect. So Forgot to do preprocessor comments here. Should I use an enum for this? Maybe I should. Not sure. Yeah, I'll start like this. Hey Blixabon, if you're still in chat, what do you think about this so far? Do you think this is a good approach to use for this, or do you see any issues with how I'm doing this? It's like we can do code review before I even submit the pull request. Let's go. Let's see. So it's actually just going to be a different event for starting the explosion effect. So this is really easy. There's just 3 different events that are defined for the explosion effect. There's starting, stopping, and starting a pre-explosion, which I don't know what that is. Actually, maybe I should look at that. That one's unused. But I added another one called stasis start. And so that event is going to do the same thing as the hopwire start, but it's going to say that we are a stasis grenade. Hopwire type, it's going to be 1. So now it knows that it's a stasis grenade, which will be useful later. Except that's not a saved field, so if you're loading a saved game... Oh no. Uh-oh. It's not good. Can you even have saved fields on the client? Yeah, you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't save random fields on a fact if it's supposed to be an ephemeral thing, right? Well, that's awkward. Maybe I should do this differently. Because with this code, if you load a save while one of those vortexes is enabled, it's going to turn into a green vortex. That's not what we want. That's real awkward. Okay, back to the drawing board. Wait, actually, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe we can... Let's see. This has a lot of member variables. Like, does this have saved fields? Maybe we just want to save it on the actual explosion object. I don't see a data table for that, actually. This one. Okay, maybe I need to take a different approach for this. Yeah. I think I need a new class. I think that's nowhere around that, so I think I just want to take this and just do one of these. That's good. So the problem there that I was talking with Buxabon about was basically the way that I was going to do it. There's no persistence if you save the game. So if we saved the game, the game wouldn't remember what type of grenade was thrown. So that wouldn't have worked. But I'm going to basically say that this new grenade is an entirely different type of grenade on the client. So that way I won't need to pass that information to the client. It'll already know. So I think that'll be helpful. Here we go. Yeah, so this will be better. I'll have to clean up that stuff I was doing earlier because we won't be doing that anymore, but that's okay. Right, of course. Right byte 0. And then in here, we're going to have put this down at the bottom. Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry if I'm scrolling kind of fast. I'm not used to recording this type of thing. So that should be grenade stasis, implements, grenade hotwire. Actually, I don't think we need a constructor for that. Most of these functions we don't need. It's not going to be the same. Except whichever ones we override. So probably this hotwire type, we can remove that. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use this either. Get rid of that. Add particles, that's an important function. That's actually in this class. That's not in the grenade. So we might need a different version of this as well. Sorry, I'm trying to understand this a little bit better. Because I think I might need a new explosion effect class for this. How do these work if they're not saved? It seems like these fields do have to be saved. So I might have misunderstood how saving works on the client, because I've only really had to deal with save states for the server before. Hey Blix, how do these values get saved for something like an effect? I think we just let me just try it. Okay, so yeah, but if they don't get saved, then how would this work? Because it has to remember, like, if it's active, right? That does make sense. Unless this message gets resent, but it doesn't get resent on the server. Because I can see that, so I'm a little bit confused. Maybe the other method would have worked. Oops. That's awkward. Well, let's just try this. Okay, did the constructor for Hopwire take any arguments? No, it didn't. Okay. So it's gonna look like this. And then I want to... we'll test for this, but I'll say like set Hopwire type. Let's say 1. So, oh, this is probably private, isn't it? It's not protected. That's awkward. So I think I'm gonna go back quite a ways here. Okay. Okay, we're going back a ways. Yeah. Okay, wait. I went back too far. There we go. So going back to the original method, I know this is a lot of back and forth, but basically I want to say M explosion type, or sorry, M explosion effect dot set explosion type by hotbar type. Okay, there we go. So we want a new variable here. Say void set explosion type. Oops, not void. Yeah, something like that. And then we will declare this variable down here. There we go. Why am I changing the indentation on those? I didn't add that. It's bugging me. Okay. So now that we've got that, we're gonna go, like, for example, here. This, right? This is a hideous one-liner here, but I can clean that up later. This will be like this. Maybe this should just be a conditional outside of this statement, but that doesn't work. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So I'm assuming that that value will be saved. That's something we can test, though. I haven't done very much programming on the client at all for EZ2. We pretty much stayed with only server changes, so it's quite interesting. Oops. Yeah, nope, that needs to stay. We'll do that, that. Okay. These changes can all go. There we go. Okay, I think I'm ready to compile this. So we're gonna build this. So far, so good. So I'm gonna go here. Nope, so that's the wrong folder. I'm gonna go here and restart the game. Let's see if that worked. So we should already have some stasis grenades, so I'm gonna throw one over here. No, interesting. Let's see here. So what might have gone wrong? Let's check if the input immediately, or detonate immediately input works. So detonate immediate, no, it doesn't. So did I compile to the wrong directory? That should be the right one. No, I didn't. Oh, that's awkward. Because this is called, is this called, yeah, that's right. So if I look at in here, yeah, that updated, right? Yeah, that updated. The server didn't update. That's interesting. Why didn't the server update? Oh, one failed. Okay. Oh. I should have noticed that. That was staring me right in the face. Compiler error. Obviously, it's not going to work. What am I even thinking here? So I think... I'm going to have to do a clean and build. This might slow down my PC, and I'm streaming to Twitch, so I don't know what that's going to do to the stream. But we will, we'll find out together. Oh, the music is slowing down. Oh no. I don't think I should compile code while I'm streaming. I'm sorry if the stream is becoming, like, unwatchable. Pinkies crossed. Wait, you're not supposed to show when you cross your fingers, are you? Uh-oh. I think I did it wrong. We'll be here for just a second longer while it recompiles the whole solution. Is my audio level okay, or is the music too loud? Looks like the music is loud here, but I can't really tell. Sorry, this is not very engaging gameplay right now, watching the code compile. At least make this bigger so we can see. Why don't I do a flyover of the map and hammer while we're waiting? This is just the demo map. It has some enemies. It has these prefabs that Breadman made for a dispenser for this new weapon. It has a fall pit where you can knock enemies into the pit. That's a new feature that we're working on. Yeah, it still says one failed. That's really interesting. It's a JPEG lib error. I think maybe I need to set up my solution files again. Something's really odd here. I don't know. Is that the right directory? Yeah. That's right. Lux, what do you think is going wrong? This is kind of embarrassing. Let me see. So first of all, let's look at the differences that we have here. Those are all the changed files. If I do all the changes to CPP files, I see changes that I expect. Except we can get rid of that constant, but that'll be later. No, we can't get rid of that constant. I forgot. I'm still using that. It was the server that failed, wasn't it? Yeah. Not very many server changes here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close. Wow, this track sounds kind of intense. Was this for Easy 1? I remember this from Easy 2. Yeah, close that. I'm going to rerun the script to generate my environment here. I run into problems like this a lot, you know, working with the code for Half-Life 2 mods, but usually not live on stream. It's interesting how it's kind of embarrassing when it's like, oh, it didn't compile. Why didn't it compile? And people are watching, you know, but that's pretty normal. Shouldn't be embarrassing. That's part of, it's just part of the process, unfortunately. I always have to clean my my workspace every time I switch branches or anything like that. Here we go. So let's just do a clean build. That's weird. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, that's an actual error. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Is that a syntax error? I would have thought that I would have caught that, but potentially uninitialized. Yeah, I should have seen that. Yeah. Shouldn't this be... Oh, whatever. Should be fine, I would think, but... Here we go. I think we're good to go. So, let's try. No, detonate immediately. Oh, it's because I forgot to add detonate immediately to the data table. Forgot that. Oh, it still appears green. Maybe it didn't update. No, I think it updated. About that. Okay. Let's see what went wrong here. So... there's a couple things I can think of. That should work. Oops. Hmm. Wonder if there might be more going on here than I realized. As far as like setting the color of that effect goes. I know we changed out the texture from Strider _ muzzle to Zen Grenade Flash. That's what I kind of tried to change for this, but now I'm wondering if there's more to it. Well, let's fix the first thing first. That detonate immediately. I never added that to the table. Detonate immediately. Yeah, so I've got to add that input in. Let's just see. Input. No, that's not right. Where's the data table for this? If I look up data description for this one. Find input func field void. We want detonate immediately. Input detonate immediately. Okay, there we go. So if we fix that, then we know the code has updated, but for some reason, passing that new field for stasis grenade color is not working. Let's give it another try. What does everybody think about this so far? Are we interested in stasis grenades? Do these look like good idea, bad idea? Give this a try. So if I call grenade stasis, detonate immediate. Oh, that's weird. No detonate immediately. Huh. Wait a minute. If it... Where'd it release to? Something might be wrong there. So if I look in the code here, server hasn't been updated. That's suspicious. I thought the server was set to update the right. Oh, of course. I reset my workspace and I didn't put in the paths to publish to. So that's a little bit silly. So I want to make sure that Visual Studio is going to publish the code to this directory. It's always something. We're going to try that again one more time. Okay. Is it perhaps building to another build? Yeah. Sorry, I look at your comments like as soon as it's too late. I need to stop doing that. I need to look at chat first, then look at my screen. There we go, it's blue. Detonate immediately seems like it's not immediate enough to me. But, let me just throw a stasis grenade at them. Throw some more stasis grenades. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get another one from over here. I'm having too much fun now. That's always the problem. Oh, he got away. Oh, they got me. Let me try this one more time. The radius is too small, and I think we need a 3D model to show how far the radius is extending. Otherwise, it's too hard to see, like, where it is. He didn't get frozen. Standing too far away. Your balloon now. That's my. What is that? So, detonate immediately doesn't seem to be detonating immediately. Why is that? Let's see here. I think what I really want to do is either set combat think and set the next think to be this, this instant, or I need to just call the combat think function. I'll probably do this. Let's see. It's a little bit ugly, but oh. Yeah, that will work. That's gonna make it detonate immediately. No delay. Set timer. Where do we actually call that from? So I want a way to adjust the timer on this. Because the timer is way too long. Basic grenade crate. Yeah, where is this called from? Timer is way too long. This would be here. This is for throwing. It's the same timer. Is that really 2 seconds? It seems like it needs to be a lot more than 2 seconds, but let's see, is it always the same? Roll. Okay. Let's make a new function for getting the grenade time. Maybe we can make this a convar for both of them, but for now, I will just go ahead and make it something smaller for the stasis grenade. Right here. So we'll do that here. And I'll make that a console variable layer. Configuration variable. Looks, what does convar actually stand for? I've been thinking in my head console variable this whole time. I only just now realize it's probably config variable. It is console variable. Okay, I'm not crazy. I doubt myself too much, you know? I need to have confidence. Have confidence. No confidence. Oh, I forgot to test saving and loading. Uh-oh, that's important. Because we were worried that perhaps the effect might change color if you load a save. That's a really important thing to test. It didn't seem any faster than it was before. Oh, I know why. What am I doing? I forgot to actually call the function. Aid time. Yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot to actually call the function. Yeah, it helps if you call the functions that you're right. Okay, but I can test the other thing while we're in game. There we go. There we go. There. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm not gonna recompile just yet though, because we just started this session. So turn that on, and then I want to try detonate immediately. See how immediately does it detonate, because it should be instant. I think that's really what Breadman is expecting. Yeah, perfect. I think that messes up the sound effects though when I do it that way. Yeah, it doesn't play the sound effects, so that's something I need to work on. I feel like we're getting somewhere though. Let's see, what else do we want to do tonight? I've got just a little bit more than half an hour on the timer left. I mean, not that the streams have to be exactly 2 hours, it just feels right. I don't know. That seems like just about the right amount of time for these streams. I think what I want to do, besides fixing the timer thing, I want to have it make like a snow particle on the ground. I think that would be fun. I'm not going to worry about the model yet, and I'm not going to worry about particles or fixing the ragdoll bug. I think just adding, like, fixing the issues that we already saw, adding a snow particle, maybe one more thing after that. Also, it looks too green. Why is that green? So let's fix that first. Why are you green? Where was that section we were... Oh, that's in grenade class. Oh, I keep forgetting to test the save thing. Wow, I just said a second ago I was going to test that. Let's do it right now. So, if I wait until the exact moment that it detonates and then I save, let's say I load into a different map. Maybe I load into... Or maybe the game crashes. That works too, I suppose. We can just crash the game. That seems bad. I don't think that was a coincidence. Let's... I'm gonna look into that. So let's load our save. From a different version. Yeah, I know. Hey, the version mismatch thing worked. It's weird. A little bit concerned. Okay. Slight concern. That wasn't what I was expecting. It was much worse. So, like, if we do this with a Zen grenade, right? Okay, then I load my save. Oh. Okay, it's just broken in the base game. In all our years of testing this, why did we never find that as a bug? I'm flabbergasted. So if I save my game here, new save, you right? If I load that save, I think that's the normal behavior. Yeah. So, I'm gonna try something a second. If I boot up Entropy 02 on Steam, yeah, you tested it in your build. I won't bother booting up EZ2 then to test it out. But yeah, that's shocking. That's very silly. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that then. But I mean, it makes sense because it's like we were talking about. Like, if none of that stuff is saved, how could it possibly work? And the answer is it doesn't. it just vanishes into the ether when you load your save. Wow. Maybe how it should work is that when you restore a Zen grenade, if it's in that state, it sends the message to the client to start the effects again. That would work. So maybe that's a bug. Maybe we should make an issues page for that, but I've tested the Zen grenades in progress on Save Restore before a long time ago to test the mass and types of entities it sucked up. It worked properly at that point, but it may have been caused by a regression. Interesting. But it's not caused by my changes today because we tested it in your build, right? So I think you might be right. Maybe if we changed the drawing a blank, the restore function, maybe it was supposed to call that write bytes function to the client. It was supposed to write the byte to start the effect again, and then that was removed. That would make sense. But I won't worry about that too much on stream because that's not what we're interested in right now. We're interested in the stasis grenades, but I think maybe we should log that. I don't. It's interesting because I've never heard of a player experiencing that in gameplay. You know, like I've never seen a single person say like, "Oh, I loaded my save and then this happened," which is really shocking. You think that would happen pretty normally in gameplay. I guess not. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. It would be nice if it worked, but I suppose it's not the end of the world. So I'm a little bit confused about why this isn't working. Uninitialized memory. What? All of these are initialized. Am I not seeing something? Quite confused here. What does that mean? I think Visual Studio is confused. I think it's getting confused by something else. Let's call this something more specific. So like let me just use refactor. I don't want to refactor these. I don't know. Okay. I don't think that really changed anything. I think I was just getting some weird suggestions from Visual Studio. Just for now, we're just gonna do this. This is kind of messy. I think I should add some kind of function to do this, but I'm just gonna do that. Here we go. There we go. Okay, we're gonna try that again with the effects. I think after this, I'm gonna add a decal, and then probably wrap up stream after that. Check one thing a second. That happens sometimes. Don't worry. Oh, they did that thing where they jump position. That's a big problem. Okay. So, I'm curious if they throw the grenade at me. Let me try to force them to throw the grenade at me. Throw grenade at target. Okay, oh, I can't move. It doesn't seem like the timer affects the grenades thrown by NPCs, which I suppose is good. Even though it's not very believable. Okay. There we go. This is already feeling a little bit better. I did notice something with the color. It's cyan and then it turns green at the end. It should stay cyan. So I'm interested in why that is. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong spot here. I think it would be this one. A little bit confused. Ah, I see. It should actually be color blue here. No, that should be color green. I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry. Running out of brain. Because we want blue to be the most significant color. Huh. There's something else that changes this sprite's confused why that happens. What is this function? No. Yeah, I don't quite get that. Who gave those Metricov mobile stasis containments? Yeah, we'll see. I did for testing. So I wonder how the timer gets set when the NPCs throw it. Is that something that's in the actual NPC like throwing code? I'm guessing it is. That's probably fine. I mean, that's probably more of a feature than a bug that it takes like 5 times as long for the NPCs to throw the grenade and for it to go off, because you don't really want the grenade to go off in your face when an NPC throws it at you. So that's fine. It's a little bit inconsistent, but I think that's okay, probably. Another thing I want to do is to make these into variables. I think I will save that for after stream because I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit here. Let's try to do like a decal. So I think the idea of the decal came from certain NPCs will drop they drop a decal when they die. Originally, it was headcrabs do that, but Breadman took that and applied it to citizens. So I think I just want to do the same thing, but with an ice decal. I think that'd be cool. So look at like the way that the headcrabs do it. Decal trace. Is it that simple? AI trace line. Where does that come from though? AI debug shared. Probably won't have that in the grenade. I don't know if I guess I can just use a regular trace. I don't know why it had to be an AI trace, actually. I wonder why that was. Copy that for now. I'm thinking on detonate, that's when it'll drop the ice. It's when it creates the vortex, right? Vortex. Want a stasis vortex controller. Yeah, it should be right here. Probably instead of absolute origin, it'll be this origin. And the vortex. That was surprisingly easy. This should probably be a longer vector. I think so. And then for the decal in question, I think the decal that I want is so like what's the path for that one? So this is the head crab decal. It's called yellow blood. I'm not seeing it in the texture view. Maybe it's because it's not because of the material properties. But I know there's like a snow decal. Like what is that called? I've used it many times. Might be no, it's not that. Decal snow. I think this is it. Yeah. So it should be like this, right? That will be perfect. So curious if it needs decals in the material path for that. I think it does. Where does this yellow blood actually come from? It's weird. How did we handle that for the blue goo? So if I was to look up like NPC zombie. easy variants. This function is what I was looking for. How do we actually reference the material? It's globy.puddle. It's weird seeing code comments from me from like years and years ago. Ancient code comments. Look at the history, actually. Oops, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to look at like a blame. How long ago is that code comment from me in there? 2020. Wow. Yeah, that's 2020. I can't quite remember where these decal names are coming from. For now, I could use the blue puddle for it. I want to set one up for snow. I think that'd look really cool. Time flies. Yeah. I just realized I ran out of soundtrack. It's been beautiful, relaxing music. That's not what I was watching. You could pay for. That's not what I was watching. We'll go back to Easy 2 soundtrack. Okay. I got ads. It's interesting that the pharopods or the bug bait use a decal called Ear Splash. Wonder why they implemented that. Okay, so I'm gonna try it with just the blue puddle effect. Oh yeah, Blix, you keep reminding me about Tauon Decay, and then I keep forgetting. Yeah, we're gonna listen to Breadman's remix called Tauon Decay. There we go. That might be a little too loud. Sorry. This is relevant for what we're working on, because this is going to be a track that plays, I think, in the map where we introduce the stasis grenades. I think so, anyways. Yeah, there we go. Now we have a decal wherever it lands. And I want to make that a snow decal. I don't like the way sometimes NPCs are able to move while they're frozen, and they just snap into position when they get unfrozen. Feeling pretty shit. Some of these lines live in my head rent-free. I kind of like the way it looks with the puddle, to be honest. I think the snow would be even better, but it fits. Okay, it's too high. Okay. I want to try is changing the radius on these. Oh, this is Silent Hill. Okay. I was like, I don't remember Breadman making that. Okay, there we go. Gotta restart Tau on Decay. I don't like how autoplay is on. Let me turn off. Autoplay is off. Don't want autoplay on while I'm streaming. So the stasis radius is very small. I'm gonna try this again and set the radius to something bigger. The radius will be double. And we'll see if that makes it a little bit more tolerable. That might be a bit overpowered. Yeah, I don't like that jump that they do. Let me try that again, but where the NPCs throw the grenade at me, and we'll see if it's still fun. Throw grenade at target player. Oh, they used their alternate fire instead. See, I'm gonna get out of the way, and now I'm kind of frozen. Yeah, so the problem with that is that you'll get stuck a lot more easily. Although I think 256 is a lot more fair than 128. See here. Pulse phase. I don't remember which one that is. Well, I think I'm actually gonna call the stream here. So this has been my first programming stream for Half-Life 2 modding. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear from anybody who watched, or if you're watching this as a recording, you know, feel free to leave a comment down in the comments of the VOD. Yeah, hopefully this was entertaining. Trying something new as usual, just trying to learn what works and what doesn't work. I'll be back streaming tomorrow. I might be playing a workshop add-on that came out for Easy 2 if the mapper is there. Otherwise, I might be working on my add-on map a little bit more. But I'll probably be doing something at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully I can see you there. Otherwise, I hope all of you have a really good night. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Or I'll see you next time. Whichever works. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. Bye for now. Have a good night.